oldest of 3 children. Dad has a total of,
This will fit up.
yeah, let me look at this. Has a total of 3 kids, 6 grandkids, 4 great-grandkids, and 1 on the way. So the family is growing. We've got something to look forward to. As we celebrate today, I want to share with you what a great man what I've always will and have the highest admiration and regard for. That's my dad. He's been an inspiration to all of us with his strength, determination, care, loving support, and one of the smartest men I know. My dad was born December 13, 1917, in a place called German Flats, New York. His parents were Vern and Michael Prosser. He had 1 sister, Betty, who's no longer with us today. Both my dad's parents passed away 1 year from each other while Dad was still attending high school. His mother died from a long illness, and his dad died from poisoned mushrooms. After his parents passed away, his sister Betty went to live with an aunt in another town in New York. Dad was placed with a neighbor, and the aunt paid rent for him to remain there until he graduated from high school. Dad was an honor student. He attended Ilion High School. He also was the captain of the high school tennis team, class president, and president of the student council. Commendable. Excuse me. After graduation, the principal of the high school, Mr. Prindle, recognized the struggle my dad had, and with that, offered him support and a place to live. Mr. Prindle took him into his home, found him a job working for the Evening Telegram as a proofreader, making 11 cents an hour. He worked a total of 50 hours a week for a sum of $11.
You can't remember hardly buy a Starbucks with that, Dad.
In the spring of 1938, Mr. Prindle assisted Dad in finding a better job with the Herkimer County Road Department, making 45 cents an hour. He was able enough to save enough money to attend a year of college and buy a car. He bought a Model A 2-door car with a rumble seat for $35 that transported him and his belongings to Cincinnati, Ohio, for a distance of 650 miles. And I did it. Did I mention there was no air or heat in this car? Wow, what an experience, and I wished I owned that car today. While attending school at the prestigious University of Cincinnati, he also co-opted with the General Motors Division and Frigidaire Department in Dayton, Ohio. Every summer, he would return to Mr. Prindle's home in New York, where he worked to save money for the next year's schooling. While working at Frigidaire and attending college, he met the love of his life, Garnet, at the Virginia cafeteria in downtown Dayton. He offered Garnet a ride home that evening from the Virginia cafeteria in the newly acquired 1940 red Buick convertible. The same evening, he offered to take her out on a date. And he wasted no money. He took her to the Van Cleve upscale hotel in downtown Dayton to the Silver Ballroom with live band and music.
Wow.
How impressive. Between the car and the dancing, the relationship progressed, and a year later they were married. They had some rough times when World War II came along. Dad was called to action. With a marriage and a baby on the way, he joined the Navy, where he was trained as electronics communicator in electronics communications. After being honorably discharged from the Navy, he did return to Frigidaire, where he regained his employment And now times were hard, and money was short, and housing was hard to find. With a wife and 2 children, he was able to rent a converted barracks in Vandalia, Ohio. My dad never gave up on providing the best he could for the family. He designed a home in 1951, built the home while he continued to work at Frigidaire, and he would work all day, go to the construction site, work until dark, drive home, have dinner, and go to bed, and go to work the next day. He kept this pace up for more than a year, working on a house every chance he could. On the weekends, I can remember him taking me to the house, to the construction site. And he wanted to keep me busy, or otherwise I'd be in trouble. So he'd say, pick up all the scrap lumber and nails and put them in a pile. I didn't know the importance of this little job until we moved into the home in fall of 1952. The house was still under construction. We were running off with no heat, off temporary electric, and stretching an extension cord around the house for light. The upside of this, the premature moving in this, we were together in a home. That scrap lumber pile I built turned into was used in the fireplace in the home to heat it until Thanksgiving, at which time he put radiant heat in the house, which was quite unusual for a home at that time. While still working in Frigidaire, he added a breezeway, a garage to the new house. Having 2 kids, he went on to complete his degree in chemical engineering. Amazing. And he still had time to have another baby. My little sister Cindy surprised all of us. After Frigidaire was sold to White Industries in 1979, Dad was hired by the Chevrolet division in General Motors in Moraine, Ohio, at the engine plant, where he was assistant superintendent of production support. Over his course of employment, he was credited with several patents for GM and worked until his retirement in 1982. Upon retiring, he purchased an Airstream motorhome, pulled it with a Suburban, and he traveled the United States and Canada, often taking their grandson Jason with him on trips. Florida became their full-time home in 1990. They now reside on Madras Drive, where Dad still resides today. After 72 years of loving marriage, his wife Duane passed away in July of 2014. Duane today is so much a man. He is so much a man that he was when starting his career. He's never given up. His success in life has given him a very prosperous life. After years of playing tennis, captain of the Punta Gorda tennis team, he still remains active today. He was riding a bicycle several years ago as much as 4 or 5 miles a day until he realized it was unsafe. He quit riding a bicycle and decided to walk 2 miles a day, and then acquired a stationary bike, which he rides 10 miles today every day. I don't think I can do that. More recently, Dad showed his gratitude for his guidance, encouragement, and opportunity to Mr. Prindle, the principal of Ilion High School. He started a college fund there that will last for generations. And each year a student will receive a $1,000 scholarship in Mr. Prindle's name in the science subjects of STEM, technical, electrical, and mechanical degree. This never-ending fund will go for graduations. Today, this vibrant, caring man continues to succeed at everything he does. He's an inspiration to everyone, an educator to all, and loved by many. He values life, his friends, and family. He continues giving his children advice, and when I come to visit at the age of 73, he tells me, don't stay out too late at night. I could talk all about my dad for hours and reminisce one particular time when we went camping in the Smoky Mountains. We had a pup tent. Janet and Mom slept in a car. Dad and I slept in a pup tent that had no floor until the bears came into the campground, and then we all slept in the car and watched the bears. I don't remember cars being a passion of my dad. He purchased cars to what they were practical and met his needs, until the day my mom bought him Little Red, a 1986 Fiero. For years he drove this back and forth to the tennis courts. And we kept it, maintained it as long as he could until it became too expensive and impractical to keep, and it's now become a donor to Goodwill. My dad is the most remarkable and respected man I know. You just don't talk politics to him. So Dad, this is your day. You've achieved in life more than most individuals can ever expect to hope for. Excel in your professional career and your personal goals. His motto is keep moving. And we have something for you.
Stand up.
This will remind you and remind everyone else what his motto is. All right, so let's everyone raise a glass, and let's give Duane, my dad, a toast and a happy 100th birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Thank you.